talk to each other. If you talk to people with attitude and anger, then generally you're going to get attitude and anger back.
Yeah.
Now, if you talk to people generally politely and respectfully, and you don't use harmful words or anything towards, then they react in the same way.
In most cases, that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. But sooner or later, it doesn't matter who you come up against. I've noticed this, that it doesn't matter how people present themselves to you. Sooner or later, the people do start to, you connect to the human being. You start to bypass the ego and you start to talk to the heart. And when you finally get through to the heart, the human being suddenly realizes that you have an ability to switch this thing off. You can switch it off. You can actually say, no, you're not controlling me anymore. And the world that we live in controls us through our ego. It controls us through our fear. It controls us through the need for money, and money resides in the ego. Everything is to do with the person and the ego. There's nothing in this world that doesn't revolve around these two elements, which really are the same. They're just separated, and that's why the system that they use with the person, the piece of paper, works so well. Because it's deception, and the ego deceives you. That's exactly what it's doing, because it's saying, look at what we say we have a personality. So we're actually now accrediting actual human feelings to something that is non-existent. We're actually doing it. We're saying we have a personality. But it's nothing to do with the mind. It's to do with the human being. But they've now saying to us, well, I was told when I was a kid I had a personality disorder. Now I look back and I'm saying, well, yeah, I did have a personality disorder, because I was always fighting against the person. I was always fighting against this so-called personality that I had. I was always at war with it. And that's what caused me so much distress all through my life. But what it was actually teaching me was that there is this thing there, and that I do, I can have the ability to just say, no, you're not going to control me anymore. I'm not going to do the things you want me to do. I'm going to do these things. I'm going to say, I want to love. I don't care what you say anymore. I want to love. But this person's shouting in your face. It doesn't matter. I want to love this human being. I'm not dealing with the person anymore. I'm dealing with a human being. And a human being requires love. Doesn't matter what the person is or what the person's done. The human being needs my love. And sooner or later, the human being will realise that there is a person there, and they'll have the ability to disconnect from that person and become a human being again. And that's how I look at it. I just look at it very simply. And the more, and like I said, I look at the laws of attraction, and the laws of attraction say that things, it says to me that if I love, I will be loved.
Yeah.
And if I do not want for control of anything, then I won't be controlled. And I can self-govern. I don't need a government. I don't need someone to tell me what to do. I don't need to be given liberty. I was born a man, and a man is born free.
Yes.
I don't need to be given liberty. I don't need to be given something called freedom. I will never accept that one element of a community can say, we have everything, it is ours, and we are going to make you pay for the pleasure of living on planet Earth. I won't accept that. I'm sorry. I can never accept it, because it's wrong.
And again, this idea of that you can also create the environment that you want to be in. I like that idea a lot as well, meaning that on one regard, even though that the planet is slowly being turned into this grid of control, some people call it prison planet, whatever you want to call it, it's slowly but surely getting tighter and tighter, the grip, as it were, around this idea of our freedom. But at the same time, I also feel that we can live free in the system that we're in, if you know what I mean. Just with this
you can.
idea of law of attraction that you were mentioning, John, that what we focus on, if we focus too much on how bad our situation is all the time, then
it gets worse.
Yeah, well, exactly, doesn't it? Isn't that interesting?
It does, absolutely. It gets worse. That's why, you know, I love the way you've put that. It's absolutely true, because it is the laws of attraction. If you focus on the bad, then the bad is just going to keep. See, the point is, I suppose, the simpleness of this is that whatever's happening in the world is happening because it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Everyone who leaves today is meant to leave, and everybody who comes today is meant to come. That's how I see things. I see things quite